Hello, potassium people. Welcome back to another Banana Bites, where I'm, of course, eating this banana. This one right here. I'm asking Valve to please add the strangesecondbanana to TF2. Today, for me, is Thanksgiving. Of course, for when you're going to see this, it's going to be later, but for me, right now, it's Thanksgiving. Today. And honestly, there's a lot I'm thankful for. There's a lot of things that I really wish I could convey truly how thankful I am for them. Bananas are pretty high up there, honestly. Bananas have, in many ways, changed my life. And there's numerous other things that I'm not going to share and waste your time with, because, I mean, everyone knows what they're thankful for. And if you don't, maybe take a little bit of time and figure out what it is, or what they are. No, instead, on this Thanksgiving, instead of just raising the obesity and the diabetes rates in America, I think it's important to remember that you can be thankful and still expect more. There's a weird sort of, I don't want to call it a disease, but this mentality that if you aren't fully supportive of something, or if you express a way to have or to get something better, that this is toxic, this is negative. You don't really appreciate the thing that you have. I think about this with TF2 sometimes. TF2 in its state right now is better than when the bots were fully rampant, after they added this thing called Meet Your Match and took away quick play. Personally, I like playing on community servers more, but, who cares? Why would they care about me? And while there are numerous other people that share the same sentiment, I do understand that some people really like the current casual system. I'm not sure exactly why, because whenever I try and play casual, usually with a friend of mine, it turns into me joining a match, the game ending, joining another match, the game's halfway over, and if we dare even try to queue for King of the Hill, my gosh. I was stuck one time 4 queues in a row where the match would end, I'd try and stay, everyone would leave, I'd queue again, and the match would end. King of the Hill is my favorite game mode out of the base core game modes. And yet, voicing this makes me seem negative, because I ask for extended, just not even rounds. Okay, I don't even care about rounds anymore. I said in one of my past videos, I'm like, oh, if they would up the round limit of King of the Hill and increase the map timer, blah blah blah. Not the map timer, the round timer for the cap, then I'd like it more. And that's true, just because I'd be able to play the game more. But what if, I'm gonna be honest, they just need to bring back the map timer. They just need to let you play the game. And I am very thankful for TF2 existing. I love TF2. I love some of the wackier stuff about it. And I know I'm in a minority for liking things like the potassium bonnet. I know that's kind of like a plague item now. If someone has it, it's like the community thinks that if I wear the potassium bonnet or someone else wears it, that they are a scourge. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? The sniper might not be able to headshot you enough. Let me tell you, having a banana on your head makes you a pretty big target. Just speaking from experience. But truth be told, I get it. I understand. Things being simpler, things being reduced down back to a more base level TF2 is fun. I played TF2 when the item servers were down, so everyone just had weapons, just the stock weapons. That was fun. Spies were a lot easier to deal with. And all of these things just make me think about how when I want to voice something that I think could be improved, there's always going to be people who say that I'm just not thankful. I'm not thankful for the funny moments in TF2. Someone did a laugh and someone kill binded. Oh my gosh. Super funny. Or, I don't appreciate the skill it takes. I don't appreciate the game. I love this game. Alright? I really do want a strangesecondbanana. There are stranges still not in the game. I have every other unique strange that is currently available to buy. Even the freaking gunslinger. Alright? I still think it's a crime that they made it so being able to count kills or stats for a weapon is restricted behind a pseudo paywall where the community has completely trashed the trading economy for a lot of these things because, oh, it's FOMO. You're gonna miss out. And there are ways they can improve this game. There are ways they can fix that. Numerous different ideas. There could be a universal strangifier, and when you use it, you can't trade the weapon. I think most people just want to be able to count kills. I don't think they want to trade weapons, right? We can add in a way to play the game longer. Contracts as a concept is so cool. I love contracts as a concept. And I recorded a bunch of footage for something I'm probably going to make. I think I was being too perfectionist with it, so I was like, oh, I don't want to touch it yet. But I think I just need to dive into it and be like, you know what? I don't care when the MVM update's coming out. Anyways, that's kind of besides the point. The point is, contract system is super cool, and they just kind of trashed it. Now we get Halloween Scream Fortress contracts for these community maps. They barely test, are pretty much non-functioning, and they throw them in, and it's just not fun. I can make 3 rev! Okay. I don't like Scream Fortress. I think queuing up on Scream Fortress in casual is probably one of my least fun experiences, and I actively avoid playing TF2 during Scream Fortress. And you know what? All of this is just to say, I hate when passion towards something is construed as some evil thing, as if wanting something nice is some diabolical measure to ruin everyone else's enjoyment and thankfulness for something. Pointing out a problem is a problem. And that, I'm gonna be honest, makes me upset. Because I see it not only in a game like TF2, where it doesn't super matter, it happens at places like my job. Okay? My freaking upmost top boss, okay, CEO, heard that some people, including me, wanted to like change the schedule but still fit a 40-hour work week. And then they spent 2 hours, they had a meeting, 2 hours berating people for not just trying to, you know, adapt to the culture you're in. You know, you gotta give your all for the company, and then things might happen. I feel like I'm going insane from stuff like this because I just want to be thankful for bananas. I'll be honest, if you stuck me in a cave, like a nice dry cave, is cool and was warm at the same time, cool in the summer, warm in the winter, bro, stick me in there, let me bang rocks together, and let me eat bananas. That sounds great. And the more I see this idea of let's just be so toxically positive that anyone who tries to come up with something different, or people that have different circumstances, or etc., for people who know that something is better and it got worse and they want it to be better, let's say they suck. Let's say we don't like them. Okay? This like hidden idea, this like, we're gonna put our negativity bias over someone else's opinions under the guise of helpfulness and team positivity and let's be cheerful, drives me nuts. And I don't think there's any other way I can really put how TF2 as a game feels like it's dying. And it's not because players are bleeding out. Although I'm sure if I looked at the Steam graphs, which I don't really do, I'm sure that might actually be a trend. I feel like it's because the passion I have for this game is dying. And I still have a great passion for bananas and different games and concepts and cultures and wanting to just learn and explore and to really understand life. But if I don't accept what things are, if I'm thankful that TF2 exists, if I'm thankful to have a job, if I'm thankful for bananas, and if I'm thankful for where I am right now, for who I am, but I ask for something better, if I express disdain, if I actively seek out solutions and then get shot down, it will never happen. That's not how we do things around here. You need to adapt. There's only so much. There's only so much that one can take before they go crazy. I understand why people like Sissy Jesus and Gabber and these people who I guess you could say were like conservative in the side of TF2. I don't know their actual political stance. I don't really care. How these people sound so negative. Because if you propose something over and over and you just get shot down by the vocal minority, and you know it's the vocal minority, and the people who actually do want something better have just left, or they just have given up, they've just let people plow over them, I understand why they would sound so negative. I just want a strange second banana in TF2. And yet, here we are. So, happy Thanksgiving, potassium people. Gobble gobble. Because I'll keep fighting. Because I do believe that things get better. I do believe that you can be thankful for something and understand grievances with it. Honestly. I'm sick of pretending like that's not the case. Because I lived that way. I lived that way for a long time. And you know what? It was blissful. You get to pretend everything is nice. You get to pretend. And that's great. People love pretending. D&D is popular because people love pretending. But in order to get things to be better, you can still be positive. You can still strive to better yourself. But it's very difficult to appease everybody. I'll be honest, sometimes people don't know what they want because they're living in their own role-playing session. They just refuse. So anyways, I won't lie. I didn't expect to get into that. I was hoping to say my piece about how thankful I am for bananas. Genuinely. Because they taste so good. They've been such an important part of my life in ways I never expected. And I really do want that strange second banana. But I also just want things to get better. And I hope, if you're struggling to come up with something you're thankful for, that someone has your back. I hope, I really do, that life is good for you. At some point. As long as you keep fighting. And you understand what needs to improve. And you take action towards it. So, here's a banana. Back to the silly. Everything's great. No, but seriously, I do like Thanksgiving. It's great. Because you can eat bananas. In fact, you could eat like 5 bananas and people would be like, it's part of the celebration. Yay! I love bananas. I do. Well, potassium people, I need to say my bakami buys, but I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.